Hello, hello. Welcome to this part of the storyline. All right. In here today we have the Bayeux tapestry that was given to France from England. It was 500 years ago, but this happened 1,000 years ago. This is a long tapestry that's being displayed in France and will come to United Kingdom next year. So it is embroidery. It's not really a tapestry, but it's explaining what happened here. It's a comic strip from France and England. These are just two countries. On those times, the French were in England as the Anglo-Saxons and on from different sides of the Roman Empire. Anyways, what I'm here to tell is that the president of France had the honors to give it back to England, asking for its continuation. So, we are right now coming from times that used to be lineal. All these interactions on internet that you see from politicians or even influencers come from role players pushing the line from behind, so people also start to bring a dialogue together and talking with each other, not just on conventional ways through journalists. But it's been lineal. It has been lineal through books and theater and movies as we speak. It's been lineal. Yeah, it's lineal. Every day, the story that is happening to oneself, which is the main character. Or the continuation through the successors, as one king died in the way and then was the other one. Henry and then William. Or would you change history itself? Boats, horses, chariots, being hostage while landing in France. And we see so many characters here. Heralds, on the age of multimedia, when we see the world, we are seeing, as a role player does, multiple people role playing their own at the same time, multiple leaders and heads of their own industry as influencers. So how are we going to tell this story for the future? In the Bible, we have people carrying the scriptures for hundreds of years. Let's say from when the time Jesus died, 500 years. Let's just say a number, right? It's been carried by the Jews. And many libraries have been burned in the way. Yeah, like many people died here as well. You will see in the War of Troy the same story being repeated in the plazas, and people who memorize this book page by page, word by word. Those storytellers made it to record each step of the way. But how are we going to create a storyline where there are so many players and everyone is watching at the same time? For that, I can explain you better from the virtual reality map how it works. So from one decision making to the other one, who is doing these mediations? And if someone has to go away because it did something in the past, at least honor that person for all the goodness that it's bringing. Such are peace deals, technological deals, for the hope of a better tomorrow with the people, for the people. These people that do business are sometimes the ones that end up with most of the money and end up supporting kings and queens and heroes. Or genius ideas, or inspirational promoters of a good society. But this is the story of a deal from a piece that had a lot of fights in the way, a lot of deals in the way to get there, until there's a lot of people here on protocols. So with this, I would like to wish of yours to think about how is this happening in a world stage. I mean, I could just now we know the world is rounded, but we can know by seeing it at the same time. You wish to have an intervention when you don't believe in your leaders anymore. When you're here talking and talking and talking, nothing is being given to you and your people. And they just support each other to think they deserve it. And you're just here to be a clown to entertain them, so they can use you from how you see in the perspective of the people, to be on the side of the people. But no one is in control. No one is in control of making this story. No matter how much you're fighting, so learning for the future generation, how are you going to bring their story, is very important. Do not allow any country to manipulate you, and to respect other lands. Also, if they have a superior form of intelligence and well-being, there's no need to kill your people to prove you're better in wars. People have time to learn. So we need these stories to bind us together, right? Because when this person said this, that is the timing in roleplay, right? These are fantasy realms. But if you post something, That's your say. If you make your movement, that's your say. The other ones have the right to respond. That's their say. But if they don't respond with a theme that is going to take them somewhere, the mediation continues for wars, and we see it coming. If we don't do anything, those who make their theme are going to be leading the narrative and the dealings. And how is it going to continue? If it's on a safe spot, to continue the same, to feel protected, no matter if the world destroys apart. Or bringing your story to the light with Alice. Because all this was about taking Alice, and you know how it goes. But this is a new technology we're speaking with, because it's from a multiverse in the real world, where each character is unique. So don't let anyone auto-stage you. If possible, don't lie. You'll be taken out for your lies. I know it is convincing when you have people supporting you and killing for you and making shows of Hollywood to make people believe. Because the drama is very compelling to follow. Will people want to invest in their lives or be part of a subjugated life from the government and those people's decisions? Because many had silence to let others fight for power. They can decide for the country. Because if you put yourself there, any side will want to destroy you. That's why many people keep safe in the back, just investing on those who have more common sense. But it's very difficult to have good people working out there making deals with strong narcissistic traits or prosocial psychopathy. You have to be a prosocial psychopath if you are surrounded by psychopaths. You have to understand the language. You have to understand the unemotional, reason that can protect you. And keep your narrative with common sense. Change means death, so we can prevent, so there is no death, but change can continue gradually. And how are these stories revealing themselves? Yeah, so how are we going to see the healing through our narrative and the creativity and reconstruction? Yes, in these relations. Because what's happening in here is affecting you as well. It's affecting the other. So let's move together with a respectful narrative so we can tell the story from multiple angles and a sincere activation. So the story doesn't repeat. If it's easier to kill, then prepare to die. But I will die in an honorable way. I will die healthy, minded, spiritually. My body will have nothing to hold on, because everything has been given. And I can go in peace, with longevity, with a well life being shared. That's a healthy way of dying with peacefulness for all your good deeds. That not only men love you, but women. Because they like to be the woman they are. And the man love to be with women that love them for whom they are. Not because they're subjugated or obligated, or they're a pound for that salary and position. It makes no creative, spatial work to elaborate something better unless you give that space. And who is going to talk about this then, if nobody is willing to give that space because of the need to convey with the old ways? So to continue to write a story, to carry a story, because we believe in it, you need friends, you need people you love, you need to sing with them. You're not fighting all the time. You will protect each other and support each other. You love to join. You love the victories you had in the battles, but the war has not been won yet. And the point is to bring this clarity. So I don't want wars of hackers. This is sacrificing myself, my reputation. I have to tell all sort of things I wouldn't do in real life because I like to keep my image in touch. It's not that I want to make people laugh. It's not that I want to tell you what to do. I'm inviting you to think what is better for you, for your friends, for the world. Who supports what, and what people believe to be. You have a common story going on. So it's very easy to complain when we are writing a script for a movie script, or a book. When we tell stories, it's very easy to create the drama, the crisis. It's very easy to complain. It's very easy to bring all this, Most of people don't end a book or a script a movie script because they don't know how to end the movie. Or 80% don't know how to end the book. They don't know how to find, or an end that is up to the audience to discern what will be the end. Because you don't want to tell people everything, right? Nowadays, I had a fight with my teacher in New York City. The movies don't need endings anymore. In the School of Visual Arts in Manhattan, they had the and I said, in this generation, we don't need endings. We can tell what's the story. Because life is like that. Life keeps being a mystery. It doesn't have to be a happy ending, a conclusion. But you have come to that point where others can tell as well. I can bring you this map. I can bring you my formula for virtual reality. I can tell you what is good for you and what is bad for you as well. With the same interest, because I could care less if you win or lose. It's up to you. If you've been a good person, or you have to make it all the way because you have to be evil. But at least you are honest enough to say how crooked is the system. You have to use it in that way. So that's a lot of honesty already. But having to lie is it's not going to be fashion. We're moving into a future where we have so much silence and perception that we don't need to explain ourselves too much or have so much information. Just to execute. What is the best for the world is best also for Europe and North America. So I do believe that if we have a layer, a percentage of sharing a universal coin, we can help with the influencers to create a better world. But this is what I'm bringing. This is what I wish someone or a group of people to share to the world. And the problems with virtual reality to be established, but then you find out more problems. Artificial intelligence now. Why are they doing this? Why commerce and money is so important? Even after their death. So I do believe that people like to have friends and do something beautiful to the world in commune. And talk openly. Not that you're going to be fired or killed. But ask permission to your employee or employees. Ask permission to clear your image. Ask permission to talk in certain ways where at least you don't know. It could have been. Have seen weird things happening. You wish to advance with technology, but with humanity as well. And that human interaction is well needed. And we need to confess. We need to look within and trust in those who are giving their faces and putting their heart and moving forward for this narrative. So I hope it becomes easier and faster to invite a person and say, okay, let's do this, man. We are totally different, but it might make more fun out of us. Yeah. Let's pay this girl or woman, however you like to call me, so she can be with her children and enjoy from her work. Maybe she can work better every day and create more time for herself to think deeper, for better words and better terms. So others can also work better as well. We can hold that and let it flow through us. It's not much, really, after everything that I have done, with the power and collaboration of those, of course, who make their own decisions. So this is supposed to be a dialogue and a story that check if you're doing the same. You're doing the same, you're betraying here and you're giving to there. You're betraying here and you're giving to there. So check yourself, where is your sickness that repeats? Because you're only lying to yourself. So if you are out of the map, you will still be shown by someone who has killed all its people, by creating more weapons for death and auto-destroying your own country for doing that. So this is going to be shown in the map very clearly and recorded through history. It took you 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 15 years to understand how important is freedom of expression for people to make their own choices and have their sense of property as when they talk to report something, because they're stealing in the company, for example, and here's the evidence, and here's the witness. What more do you want? Yeah? You want to see people fighting because they are caring for your company, for your country, for justice, for peace, for wealth? What do these people know? We had an education and fortunes of joy. We have so much love and celebration. So it's like, can you just take care of yourself so we can continue to dance as we please and say thank you to God, say thank you to the beauties of each religion as well, and their poets, their artists, their realms, so we can move faster. I will see the world going through green energy all around the world when I'm a grandmother to tell my grandchildren my stories. Just to tell them to not be afraid and make all the mistakes possible to go into the unknown. And don't care of what people think of you. Because you have not come here to please anyone's judgment. You have come here to live your life and experiment and love and protect yourself. Do not be fooled by those who've never known love and freedom and think that by punishing others or killing others, they're gonna get their big piece of cake. That those days are over. There will still be people trying to get a big piece of cake. But even animals learn to be more engaging. And relating. We also have our animal nature to come back to this joy that is wild in our creation, is wild. It's super powerful to be creative, to allow other people's powers to be embraced as well, to see from others their creation after you've created so much. That's what you love to see manifest from others. So it is not fake because it's not a movie. It's real. And then you can build your virtual reality based on what I will share later on. But this is already a lot to assimilate, because when you made an historical theme, this is what started to change. Yeah, there's been these leaders already creating these peace deals, these relations. And you're seeing their good side and their weakness. You're seeing their virtues and their sins. And how are you gonna do to continue the story? Yeah? Or you just want to be one, you know, just popping in and having this fame, and then what? Being burned because you want to fight all, until the end. So it burns out, you know. It's very tiring unless you have an answer, yeah, for that to happen. That is your theme, because you want that to happen for the people as well. So it's been the longest shutdown, and nobody talks about it. So there's a lot of dialogue going there that is also false, and they're not giving the data of last month. The federal, these are stories that are happening behind. I get to tell you that people are suffering in reality, because government is trying to do their best, and magic money will always happen, of course, but we're not here to live like this. We're here to have our freedom, to work with our work, to make better games, to play with better rules that can respond, so we keep playing. And to forgive each other is understanding. Yeah, understanding is, you need a third person. Yesterday I was told I was the bishop of Reading, which is also of the borough of Maidenhead and Windsor. And I was like, oh my god, I've never been in real life next to a bishop. And I was a lady. And I said, you're dressed in purple. And she said, yes, I am a bishop. And I'm like, well, I don't want to say names, but she said her next to me. And I was sort of impressed to be talking with a bishop. And I was joking already before about Catholics and how we are like sisters and brothers, because we all belong to the same family of Christianity, but we're different. The Anglican Church, the Evangelist. So I like to make jokes, not really now, but so it is a joy and a pride to see, you know, like, and I was really on the urge, because I want to confess, it's painful, you know, it's painful, it's really painful. It's very painful to feel that you're hurting others, You feel their pain as well, and they don't want to pretend to be better, but you're hurting them. Yeah, so you want others to feel they're being loved, but at the same time you don't want these things to happen, right? So it's not personal, but please, please give energy to what's needed. Above all things, do not take this for granted. Yeah. So that's how I felt, and I right away I just confess in front of well, of Brandon right there, because that's the Anglican style. You just sit and confess, right? You don't need a confessioner. I say I really feel guilty because I'm doing this, and I am trying to bring order, but I'm being very critical and hurting others, and I feel really like it has to. But I feel this how much I owe to my family, to be with my mother until her last days, just to be more present, not just with my eyes closed, but to tell her, look, mother, all your work has brought fruits. I love you. You didn't waste your time raising me. She still loves me and calls me a poet. She taught me to be this way, so I would say you taught me to be this way. And my children, there is an inner crisis. Our hearts need to expand and listen to this pulse that we're sharing together. There's something more than yourself, beyond ourselves. Is this form of intelligence that we are having. And we will see it materialize, not in a parchment, but from our own intelligence. So it's very good to delegate power. The more power you have, the more you will wish to delegate. And I can tell you from my experience that not many have or had, that delegating power is why I'm here. Because I gave every power away for others to do for me, instead of torturing them. So I reign. Only love can grant that. And that's relationship. That's a string of love that no one can destroy or cut. It's a friendliness there. It's beyond technological records or codes. You're free to do what you want. You're loved to be and do what you wish. And that relationship's still there. Can't be manipulated. It's uncorruptible. There's no business. It's always there. It's giving delegate power, and something pulls you to trust in that person, because that person gave you that honor and happiness. So that person wants you to be happy, not to compare. You don't own anything to anyone that's giving you power. You only want that person to love you because it comes from your heart, not because you own to give something back. That's all that I ask for you to know. If you really think about it in a long term, I've always said to my mother, and I don't know where I got this, but to delegate power is one of the fundamental steps a leader can advance with. And this is the power of trust. This is where role players become better. After playing gods and playing immortal and invincible, all sort of omnipotent, you need to play these characters, because otherwise there is no order, there is no drama, there is no... And then we go down and play with little characters, because there's the fun. And you love to watch so many having their own. And that's another quality of a ruler. That's another quality for your people. That they're also going to learn. And perhaps not from you, but they will own to you, so you see them grow. That's all that matters. That in your heart they will still rule for you, and you are grateful that they are doing it for you. Because they were brave as you were once. Because you had a strong will to stand by yourself and what you believe. That's a leader that no one can corrupt. And you know who it is, because it comes from your own experience. And when men support each other, it's very easy. And they believe in their narratives. And now we have the possibility to see so many people around the world doing that to their own people as well. So we'll see what we follow with each other, not always one follow that everyone has to follow. Yes, allowing the richness of the world to get to all those who need it can also make you rich. Just be a good father of a nation. See, the Olympians had to kill their father, Cronus. The children of Cronus had to kill his father because he wanted to live forever and rule forever. But still, they're known as the Cronians. That much is the other time. So well, I will live with that, because they are the children of time who created another timeline here on Earth. And we are now jumping into another dimension, which is the multiplicity of seeing it all at the same time. And we can work together as well by bringing this information and letting it be known, the talent in this world. I wish to make it fun, I could make it a lot of fun if I don't have to take care of all these worries. It's not fun for me, so how can I give you fun? Yeah. It's not funny for me. So I am asking for too much? Yes, I am pretentious. I ask for a lot from all of you. So it's entertaining? Is it fun? What are people getting out of it? Going to work and then instead of watching TV, just. But, for those who have grown up with politics, but not just politics, business, and many issues in society, as how the information goes in the corridors of power to maintain themselves at bay and not be dragged down. Those who can give power is because they have power and they know how to administrate. But sometimes there is not enough people that are good that will administrate, and you cannot control them. So corruption will end if we see the money of the government where it goes. Each country is independent and has their own rules. We can see that an influencer can become a president as well. So it could be a president in the next 15 years. The leaders of the world can accept to create with stability and without wars. That's fun, so we can joke at each other and have this stability. Yeah, that's main. So if you still believe that you need to pressure the people so they honor government or higher hierarchies, because there is nothing else but to keep alive, then you're also living like that. You're also participating so you want to be the hand that is crafting a better destiny for people to see through. Respect their privacy as well. All right. I hope you understand where is the theme that leads to another chapter. Because if it's repeating on a loop, there is no story there that has moved. A leading story is a moving story. And that's how we can place this happen, because here all the tariffs made this, and now we have in Venezuela because of the Epstein files. Now we have all these votes to redirect the drama. There could be petrol for countries, then the green energy. Immigrants can be help in their countries and have better honor. We need to suffer to understand these values. We need to work and sweat for it. to honor it. You can only have mercy and generosity when you have a good heart, when you can feel others in your own skin, then you are pro. So yes, it would be beautiful to celebrate the days of victory, because we don't want more veterans to die. That is a good idea from Donald Trump, to celebrate the day of victory. I think it came from his heart, from his own. I think he really wants to do good. And he's also a man, so he's not going to allow other leaders to threaten him. But one thing is leading to another, so let's try to bring it even, right? I really don't want to suffer anymore. I go beyond it and I stand with it. And I see the lies, because people just want to watch and be part of their own business, of their own vocabulary for their own. So it's a controversy to make that theme move ahead if you need everyone. It's good to understand that your people might need to understand as well where you are heading if you continue in this way. So to accept that United States of America is leading technologically and with democracy, with good people and very strong people who are willing to do anything to make a better world, no matter the consequences. Which that's why I'm here. Hopefully it does not happen, but one day one gets tired, you know. It's just one really wishes to enjoy one life. One really wishes to enjoy the love and of your family, and the love of your home, and the love of your village, going to church and meditating, and just trust that other people are doing good. Not just for self-interest. So if you want to do something or say something, why does it have to be a scandal for followers, to keep your followers? We're not moving like this, really. There's no story that unites for a common point. As long as you know where you're going and why your people love you, not just because it's fun and they support you or supported you. Because you're keeping your north, your point, right? So, like for example, if Charlie Kirk said on the text message to Candace Owens that she's the future, she should be on the head of Turning Point. His wife has much to feel honor as well, that somebody cares for her and she's being recognized. As she recognized the lady who is fighting for the truth of who took her husband away, or why is this going towards what direction at the end. Because if you really think about money and power, that is secure, but it's not enough if you really know what you're losing. That you lost with your husband what is been made, because his death made you stronger, but the reason of his death is way stronger. You want a good story to think about is who you are, who you have become. So you didn't do anything, but you've become this because of these outsider circumstances. Yeah. Of course, you need evidence. One cannot go and just, one has to be careful, of course, and this is a world that we want with joy and love, but also mercy and charity. This is everyone's effort to put from their part to be a better person. We cannot allow people that want to create more drama to win over, right? So, we grew up watching movies. We know we don't need to study cinema. So it's a human nature to see movies. If you have, we know they're acting, yeah. I mean, some people don't have time to think on that or talk about it. It's kind of like so staged, yeah. But look, the very existence is reporting the truth. And we want a world that's more transparent. So we move with higher forms of intelligence. We love that communion. I've I've really enjoyed my life dancing and with all my friends with so much freedom and enough abundance. So I wish you well. Not everything is based on money or what power is for you today, tomorrow is not. It might show you a lesson. What is more powerful? You could learn that lesson in 1 second and a half. That's more powerful. So, to have love, sometimes even the beyond is teaching you with that love to remain cool, and don't allow a war between men and women or between politics or classes to define you. You're here with the people you love. And what does this love represent to you, to the world that's everlasting? So I want you to love not just yourself in the world, but all those people that were after Jesus. No one wishes to have humanity sacrificing or martyrs. God's wishes would be your wishes. Do not be afraid of how much money you're gonna have or fame. What prime aims do you want? Some people don't care, they have so much. They're just manipulating, is fun. It's to see if you are going to convince someone away, because you don't care if the whole world burns. That people have been seeing this information is because people believe in paradise on earth. And the knowledge is being given equally to our understanding. So we can move in a way where we trust that our leaders are taking good care. So, celebrate the inauguration because a new person is being born with you. Bye.